Welcome to Charts Today. My name is David Linton, and today's edition for Thursday, the 13th of July, comes to you from London. And we start, as always, by looking at the dollar. Dollar back below the cloud and just on the verge of activating this downside target of 91 on the dollar index. That's 4.5% downside. So we are just seeing the dollar again, just testing new lows. Not quite through on the long-term chart yet, but it does look now more and more like the dollar is weakening. And we're seeing that against the euro, with the euro strengthening just at this 114.50s area. Again, we are through the cloud now on the long-term chart, looking more and more like the euro is making a long-term transition to bullish and the dollar bearish. Japanese yen, we're seeing here the dollar actually making this transition to bullish, which means that the yen is even weaker than the dollar. So we're seeing at the short-term end, though, the yen is just weakening a little bit. So our dollar is just weakening a little bit here. But interestingly, the dollar is bullish medium and long-term against the yen, but bearish against the euro. Sterling, we're seeing just nudging up again this morning, so back into bullish territory above the cloud, just really coming back to test this 130s level. That's again about weaker dollar. And we see against the euro, we were nudging below 112 yesterday, but we're back at the 113 mark this morning. And the Swiss franc, we're seeing sterling just appreciate there slightly, and the Australian dollar is actually got the upper hand against sterling, and we're just seeing that weakening at the moment. The S&P 500 index did jump yesterday, and we're back above the cloud, which puts us into bullish territory, and the Nasdaq 100 index again back above the cloud. So we're starting to see that bullish move in the Nasdaq in this recovery, so that's looking better all the time. Dow back above the cloud as well, and the Russell 2000. So all the US stock indices now looking much more positive than they were only a few days ago. If we look at the S&P future, no big change there. It's above the cloud, and the Nasdaq E-mini up 1/3% this morning, suggesting the Nasdaq will open even higher today. The FTSE 100 index is up this morning and just through the cloud, so we are seeing a strengthening there in the market. And the FTSE 250 not yet through the cloud, but it does look like we are finding some support on the point and figure chart, so we may well see the FTSE 250 have a bit of a resurgence. The DAX is bullish above the cloud as well. All these markets really following the US. The Nikkei is just bullish above the cloud, and the Hang Seng is also very clearly bullish above the cloud on all three time frames. Shanghai up even further this morning, confirming the short-term bullishness, and that's really quite key because this long-term chart is in need of a recovery. And we see here the Indian market powering ahead, the Sensex up another 2/3% as well, and the Australian market up over 1%, but still bearish below the cloud on the medium and short-term charts. Taking a look at Brent crude, we're selling off slightly this morning. We expect this short-term bull trend to be short-lived. The summer driving season now, the lead up to that now out of the way, oil tends to fall in the second half of the year. We expect to see crude going lower, and WTI off again this morning, just 1/5%, but again just struggling. And US nat gas just holding this $3 level, short-term bullish. Copper is also looking bullish on all three time frames. That's a good proxy for China and industrial production. And looking at heating oil, we're seeing here just bullish above the cloud as well. Softs, coffee's up quite significantly. We're seeing here this recovery, but we are bearish below the cloud there. And the cocoa future, again, bearish on all three time frames. Cotton bearish, a lot of the softs bearish. Sugar bearish, long and medium term, just short term it's turning bearish as well. Soybeans stand through. We're seeing things like wheat, soya all looking a bit better, and the corn future just now falling away quite strongly. Taking a look at gold, gold is up very slightly. We're back into a short term bull trend. No really big thrust targets here. Medium term is still bearish. The long term chart still making this transition, so really quite key here. We need to see a stronger recovery really. Silver also just looking more bearish than gold in the medium to long term. Taking a look at US Treasury yields, the 10-year yield falling away quite significantly there after Yellen's comments last night. We're seeing the sentiment towards a rise in interest rates decreasing. Apple back above the cloud, above this 145 level, looking stronger. Google now through back above the cloud as well, now looking stronger. Amazon also looking strong again, and Facebook making new all-time highs last night. I should declare an interest. I have Facebook shares, and looking very strong here with lots of targets to the upside, so looking better and better. And Microsoft also back above the cloud, looking strong as well. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.